When a man decided to install security cameras around his house, he thought he was just making himself safer. But little did he know he would soon be wishing he'd never seen what he saw. Our story begins with a man who decided to install 4 security cameras around his house. 1 in the kitchen, 1 in the hallway, 1 in the living room, and 1 by the front door. It's not unusual for people to want to do this these days. With crime rates on the rise and technology prices falling, more and more people are choosing to install security cameras around their homes. In fact, according to a recent survey, nearly 1 in 3 Americans now have security cameras installed in their homes. But while most people install these cameras for practical reasons, some do it simply for the peace of mind it provides. This was certainly true for our protagonist. He had recently had some expensive items stolen from his home, and he was worried that it would happen again. So he decided to install security cameras to keep an eye on things. He placed the cameras in key areas around his home and then plugged them into a central hub. He then downloaded the app onto his phone so that he could view the cameras remotely. He was pleased with the system and felt safer already. Then one day he decided to check the cameras while he was out running errands. He opened the app and was about to check the front door camera when he noticed something strange. There were 5 camera feeds showing in the app, 4 of which he recognized as the ones he had installed, but the 5th one he didn't. He checked the hallway camera and then the living room camera. It was only when he switched to the 4th camera that he saw the face. The feed looked identical to his living room. The same couch, the same lamp, the same clock on the wall. It was the same room, but in the corner, someone was sitting. He stared back at the screen in disbelief. Who was this person? How did they get in his house, and why were they in his living room watching him? He tried to rationalize what he was seeing. Maybe it was a glitch in the system, he thought, or maybe someone had hacked into his cameras. But then he remembered, he had only installed 4 cameras. This room wasn't one of them. He had never set up a camera in this room, so how was he seeing a live feed of it? Was there a spy in his house? Panic started to set in. He tried to think clearly, to come up with a logical explanation for what he was seeing, but he couldn't. He did the only thing he could think of. He unplugged every device he had in his house, his phone, his laptop, even the television. Then he went back to the app and checked the camera feed. It was still live. Whoever or whatever was in his house was using the power supply to keep the camera running. But if that was the case, then how could he stop it? He tried to break the connection by unplugging the wires, but that didn't work. The feed was still live. Then he tried to smash the camera, but as he brought the wrench down on it, the feed cut out for a split second. When it came back up, he could see the person from before. They had turned their head, and in that moment, he knew he wasn't safe. Whoever or whatever was in his house with him, it was watching him. And as he stood there frozen with fear, he heard a noise behind him. Someone cleared their throat. "Who's there?" he whispered, his voice shaking, but there was no reply. He continued to stare at the screen in front of him, unable to move, unable to speak, and then the unthinkable happened. The figure from the screen stood up.